I'm tired of the fear mongering. The way these people like to push propaganda and push false narratives to try and scare their constituents to continue to vote for them, that's it for me. I'm tired of the wokeness, all these woke agendas, and just this woke ideology that the Democrats continue to push. I'm tired of that.
And we don't need politicians to tell us our worth. It's time to stand for truth, not narratives, unity, not division, teach strength, teach greatness, not hate.
Welcome back, warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Democrat fatigue. Now, I know you have been hearing about Black fatigue, but what about Democrat fatigue from Black folks? We're going to be talking about that today, and we're going to talk about why that is. What have people been seeing out here in these political streets? Before we get into it, don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, select all notifications, stick around to the end. Let's get into it. All right. So I've been looking on the internet, looking at TikTok, looking for videos, and I have found something quite interesting. More and more, and I mean even more people, Black people, have just been disgusted, broke, busted, and disgusted with these demon rats. And then, they give their reasons why. And I'm going to share with you one lady, but towards the end of the video, I'll share with you her. She is giving what she calls Democrat fatigue. It is mind-blowing what she says. I've never heard the term Democrat fatigue before, maybe liberal fatigue, but she says Democrat Party fatigue. But first, I'm going to show you a couple of other clips, and we're going to talk about this. Folks who are leaning on, whether or not you don't know if you want to be Republican or Democrat, you know what? That's up to you. I am just here to educate, not infuriate. So let's watch. Now, first, before I play this clip, I just got to say that Black men, I want to give you all your kudos for standing on business, because a lot of Black men are just not down with all of this ridiculous stuff that the Demon Rat Party proposes. If you look at their policies and what they stand for on the left, they're not for family. They're not for masculine Christian men standing on business. They're not for that. And a lot of Black men are like, wait a minute, you all are demonizing men, real men, or they like the other kind of man, but real men that stand on business. You got men of all ethnicities that are done with this foolishness. But particularly, I'm looking at Black men and the mass exodus from the Democrat Party, and rightfully so. Kudos to you, brothers.
So there were a bunch of people that said that I didn't know what I was talking about when I said that Black men were not backing Democrat leaders. Let me show you some real numbers. In 2012, 87% of Black men backed former President Barack Obama. In 16, 82% backed former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. Watch the trend. 2020, 79% backed President Joe Biden at that time. And 70% of Black Democrat voters, Black men, backed Vice President Kamala Harris at that time. You notice something interesting? Yeah, they're walking away from the Democrat Party.
So the brother spoke facts, giving some numbers. Okay, so 2012, it was Barack Obama, and 87% of Black men supported him. I thought everybody Black supported Barack Obama, both terms. But he's saying 87%, and went down actually from 87% to 70% by the time it got to this last election. Kudos to you men who think for yourselves, who are not going to be gaslit on issues that don't even really matter, that are not going to be lied to, that are going to stand up for what's right for when it comes to God, family, and country. That's what these men stand for: God, family, country. You got some masculine alpha males that appreciate that kind of alpha male energy that President Donald J. Trump exudes. Okay, nobody wants to follow a soy boy. Okay, and if you look on the left, you see people like Billy Porter, you see O.C. Allen, all these apostate preachers out here that are just promoting the most heretical and demonic lifestyles possible, imaginable. But I'm going to show you some more folks who have graduated from the demon rat party, walked away from it to common sense.
Hey, let's be real. The racism coming from the Democratic Party is sickening and pathetic. They claim to fight for minorities, but what they're doing is pushing victimhood. They don't want equality. They want division. They want control. They will use race to do it. They will tell you that you're oppressed, that you'll never make it without them, that the system is rigged unless they're in charge. But here's the truth. That's not empowerment. That's manipulation. They don't believe in the American dream. They believe in keeping people dependent, angry, and divided. And that moment someone of color thinks for themselves step out of line, boom, they're called a traitor, an Uncle Tom, or worse. That's not progress. That's racism in disguise. We need to wake up. We're not victims. We're Americans. And we don't need politicians to tell us our worth. It's time to stand for truth, not narratives, unity, not division. Teach strength, teach greatness, not hate. God bless.
I 100,000% agree with this young man. I totally agree. The Democrats do promote division. And you know, I've been telling you since last year that they are the God-hating party. You know, they'd like to take God out of everything. They like to promote division. Who's behind all of the chaos in the streets? Every time President Trump wants to do something that is for the betterment of America and all of us, they complain. They send out their people. They send out these folks. They get paid to cause chaos, division, and they will spew out racism being the reason why things are the way that they are. They promote racism. They're the ones doing it. They'll find a racist slant in anything that you can talk about. That's why they've called Donald Trump, our current president, Donald Trump, a racist ever since he took that ride down that escalator in 2015. But before that, you never heard about him being a racist. He's just against the shadow government agenda, maybe. Maybe he's against all the things that are against America. See, God uses people, and the person does not even have to be saved themselves. I don't know President Trump's salvation status. I've never met him, but I know God is using him. When you look at the policies that promote godliness, bringing back the family, he said, promote the nuclear family, two genders, male and female. The Bible says he created them both male and female, wanting the gender ideology out of the school system and wanting us to have vetted people in our country. Get legalization, okay? Become legal citizens. Don't come in here, illegally so that we don't even know who or what you are about. And don't even get me started with Zohran Mamdani, that man that wants to be New York City mayor, who has allegedly has terroristic ties. His paperwork looks like it allegedly was not filled out correctly. And he is a proud socialist. So what does all of this tell you? People are waking up, and I am so here for it. Now, the next woman, she has not Black fatigue, but Democrat fatigue. Listen up.
While everybody is getting on social media and like the rest of the country is expressing about Black fatigue, and trust me, it is a real thing. I'm tired of it too. But you know what other fatigue that is not being addressed as much, and which I'm suffering from right now? I'm suffering from Democrat fatigue. Sure, my goodness. Democrats and Democrat officials are the worst. Democrat politicians are seriously exhausting. I'm tired, and I've been tired, honestly, for the past 12 years dealing with Democrats. And I'm tired. The most thing that I'm tired of the lies. These people are straight up liars. I'm tired of the fear mongering. The way these people like to push propaganda and push false narratives to try and scare their constituents to continue to vote for them, that's it for me. I'm tired of the wokeness, all these woke agendas and just this woke ideology that the Democrats continue to push. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of the hypocrisy. These people don't mean what they say or say what they do. They're a bunch of hypocrites. They, what applies to them doesn't apply to other people. The fact that Democrats knew that Biden was in a cognitive decline for years, and these guys kept it top secret. And, people started to see that there was something amiss here, but they still wanted him to run anyway. Then when that didn't work, they installed a fake black woman who was an Irish, Tamil Indian woman who was trying to play off and pass off as, a black woman pandering to the black community. And then the black people, Democrats, they fell for that shit. And they thought that they were winning, but then they ended up losing. Man, that whole election last year was fucking exhausting. It was nerve-wracking. It was gut-wrenching. I'm telling you, everyone was on the freaking edge of their seats dealing with that election because, a lot of Americans, 77 million in fact, were tired and they wanted change. And that's what happened when we got Trump in. I'm tired of the lack of accountability. Democrat politicians can get away with anything. They can go and disobey laws. They can fight officials who are trying to do their jobs, and they will never ever be accountable. They are committing frauds. You have, Democrat mayors who are defrauding their communities, never held accountable for that. But let that be a Republican. Oh, I'm telling you, they would have been up in arms about it. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of, as a citizen, Democrats don't have my back because they would much rather fight for illegal foreigners than fight for me as a citizen. I am tired of that. That's not safe. That's not security for me. That's not security. Most of all, I'm just tired of the Trump deranged syndrome that these Democrats have. It's like, get over yourselves already. He is in office, he's president. Get the fuck over it. There's nothing you can do for the next 4 years. Just put up and shut the fuck up. Because I'm tired. I'm tired of Democrats. This Democrat fatigue, it's been getting on my nerves for so long, and I'm tired of it. You want to talk about black fatigue? Democrat fatigue is the worst.
That sister laid it down, and I 100,000%, I know that's not really a percentage, but I 100% agree with her. Democrat fatigue is awful. Okay, it is exhausting when you see the lawfare and everything that they push that they can get away with, going after people who are doing their jobs, committing fraud, and then want to twist it and say that the other side is doing something that they should not be doing. With Doge, they did not want all that fraud exposed. The money was going to them, you could say, allegedly to everything I say here, just to cover myself. But we all know what's up. Okay, they are using fear mongering. You got to hurry up and do this because this could happen to you. Remember that Trayvon Martin video that I pushed out a few days ago? Check it out. Please check it out. But they used fear. Sabrina Fulton, God bless her, but that's the mother of Trayvon Martin. She literally said, he could be you. This could happen to you. All of this racism. And Dominique Alexander with Carmelo Anthony, he's not the lawyer for the family, but the representative and a so-called minister, pushing out the racist narrative again. That's what they do when they grift. There's unfortunate money in all of this, but they promote division, they promote racism and fear. Okay, Democrat fatigue is real. And let me get on to something else. I got to get on to some folks right now. People of all ethnicities, black, white, whatever, who fail to see what is actually going on with this party. It is ridiculous. They, in my opinion, are literally, with all the information that we have out right now, after all of the indictments and the trials and the assassination attempt, everybody's eyes should have been opened by now. God is saying, look, pay attention. But everybody just wants to believe the television. That is insane to me. You don't see what's happening around you. Some so-called paid off expert can get on CNN or MSNBC or ABC, CBS, NBC, any liberal media outlet, and get paid to literally gaslight the American public. And people are going to eat that up rather than actually looking at what is happening around them. We got to do better than this. And I got to say, since 92% of Black women voted for the fake Black woman, oh yeah, Candace Owens uncovered her mess. She is Irish and Indian. She's not Black. She's not Black. Newsflash, she lied. She gaslit you because we're so sensitive about color. And if you ask anybody that has got Trump derangement syndrome, TDS, or who supported Kamala Harris, you cannot get a good answer from them without mentioning how much they dislike Trump or her being female or so-called Black. They really don't mention policy. Policy. We're not looking at color. Democrats have a common playbook of using a person, a Black person, and lately they've been using Black females to keep everybody else in line. And if you don't go along with it, they say you're racist and you're a misogynist. The 92% that voted for Kamala Harris, that is unfortunate. But Black men is like, hold up. We're not doing it anymore. That other man said only 70% of Black men voted for her. That is a huge drop. Okay, Black men got the memo. Black women need to hurry up and get the memo. Okay, stop lagging behind. Okay, catch up. All right, somebody is going to get mad at me because they're sensitive about gender. And see, that's what the Democrats do. They use identity politics. It's played out. At the end of the day, when I got to pay my taxes, pay for groceries, when I got to be concerned about crime in the neighborhoods and the border not being safe, I don't care. I don't give a rat's behind what melanin content, the level of melanin you have in your skin. I do not care. It is not important. It's not important to God Almighty, and it is not important to me, Linda B. So I'm going to need people to get up out of their feelings, do some actual homework. You have Black women out here supporting Jasmine Crockett, Jasmine Ratchet Ghetto Crockett. Even her own party doesn't want her to lead them as part of the oversight committee, the House Oversight Committee. She didn't get enough votes, so she dropped out. This is what they do. They pander to the most base of stereotypes. A bad wig, tire tread eyelashes, and a ghetto accent, and going around here assaulting reporters and acting like an absolute idiot. An absolute idiot. And they do that. Oh yeah, I'm going to do another video on how the left portrays Black women. Oh yeah, even in Hollywood with Cynthia Erivo, with no hair, and she's queer. They're promoting certain Black people for sure. Look at who they get. They get the sellouts. Okay, those that trade their soul for some money. She may or may not really be queer. I don't know, but it looks like she is. And then Simone Sanders Townsend and Joy Reid. These women don't have any hair. What are they trying to say? And they get the ones that look a certain way. Stacey Abrams, though she does have hair, but look, I'm just saying, Letitia James, Bonnie Willis. I mean, the evidence is there. The reason I am bringing this up, and don't get me started with that statue that was put up in the middle of Times Square of some anonymous Black woman, overweight and angry looking, and not very feminine, by the way, hands on hips and all of that. So, and they are, these silly women, the ones, some of y'all are silly. I'm not going to say all of the 92%. Y'all just been programmed by the media. Y'all going to sit up there and say, ooh, that's us. That's you. That's not me. I'm God-fearing, feminine, submissive to my husband. and most importantly, submissive to the Lord. So you can kick rocks barefoot with that. So here we have Democrat fatigue. I hope it continues because we need the right people in office, no matter what they look like, no matter what, if they're male or female. You know, I prefer believers, of course, but God can use who he can use. He uses who he will. Okay, God is God, and God establishes authority. Even when it came to Barack Obama and Biden and all of that, the Bible says God establishes authority. So you all need to get over it. President Trump, he is the president. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, select all notifications. You all be blessed. Love God, your families, America, and march on, warriors.